What's up, guys, and welcome to Tier 4 of my tier list of Legion TD2 units. And as in the previous videos, I will be giving my opinion, a tier list based on how I feel about the units, and then in the end, I will do a tier list based on win probabilities of the last 4 patches, and S tier will be for like 50% or higher, like really good units. So we might not have an S tier, and we might not have a D tier. It depends on win probabilities. But without further ado, let's get into my part of the tier list, my opinion, and let's just start off with APS. I think APS is okay. APS, an aura-based unit. I'm not going to take it in most roles because I need to have Zeus's. I need to have a bunch of Sakuras. I need to have a super powered Leviathan Hades that I also want to add APS to, or Gates. But with all that being said, I don't necessarily think that it's a bad unit, right? I would never put it in C or D. I think it's perfectly balanced. Honestly, I don't think it's ever changed. Since I started playing, 4 years ago, I don't think I've ever seen, at least to the aura amount, to the 10% and then 15% attack speed increase. I don't think I've ever seen it change the entire time. So I feel like it's a B tier, right? It's right where it needs to be. It's well balanced. I'm not jumping for joy. Oh, Doomsday APS, that's the biggest one. I'm not jumping for joy when I get APS, but with certain combos, I'm like, okay, this can work. So, Butcher, I think Butcher, although it is an aura unit, just like APS, I think I would use it in more roles than APS. And I've done some weird Butcher stuff before, and it works, right? I've seen people do Adam Butcher and beat me, right? I've seen Flower Butcher and beat me. I mean, I've seen all different unit combinations beat me, but that's besides the point. Butcher, it's a good aura. I do like having that double buff on like sovereigns, on doppelgangers, even on gates sometimes. And because it does interact with the Legion spell, you could literally have triple vamp. And then maybe Tree of Life something, right? Like, I go crazy for Butcher combinations. Not as much as I like APS, I wouldn't go as crazy. But I feel like Butcher, A tier. It's pretty strong. Don't nerf it. Like, I'm not saying it's too strong, but I do like playing with Butcher. Crab Warlock, just throw it in S tier. We all know Crab Warlock, it's my favorite unit. You can literally play Crab Warlock in 100 million different ways. You could play Crab Warlocks as Siesta and be okay with leaking. You can play Crab Warlocks as covering somebody that leaks the whole wave. You can do Crab Warlocks in the late game and win king races. I mean, it's just like the only thing that really stops Crab Warlocks is like witches and stuff. Witches, I guess Pack Leader's pretty strong now too. But I love crabs. It's my favorite unit. Everybody always asks, what is your favorite unit? It's Crab Warlocks. I've had the best games with it. They're the most fun because I love being able to either A, cover the mid, or B, get covered in the mid. No other unit is like that, right? No other unit, even Sea Dragons, even Ocean Templar Gates, there is an end to those, right? There's an end to their health or to their spawning, but not when it comes to Crab Warlocks. Those things are forever. So definitely S tier. Dude, I've been loving Casket lately. I've had some great classic games. I've had some great ranked games. I like the damage reduction. Honestly, it's really close to S tier for me. For me, I love Caskets. I don't play it as much as I probably should, just because I am scared of AoE. But I feel like in terms of AoE, I don't think it's that bad, right? I feel like Casket is pretty strong for me. And I prefer having Casket Pierce Arcane over Elite Archer Arcane, just because normally I'm going for crabs or some better type of damage, right? So I'd rather have my Pierce Arcane unit as a tank than I would as a DPS like Archer. So just so you know, Archer's going down. Archer is not going to be too high. Um, you know what? Let's just skip right to Archer. But yeah, like I said, I think Casket's really strong. You do have to know how to use it. You can't split. You don't want to miss the cast. Um, and you need a little bit of tankage in front of it because it is still doing damage with that with the casket knives falling down or whatever. Do we put Archer in C or B? Dude, I just feel like Archer stinks. I just feel like Archer's so bad. So bad. And now that the mole is stronger, I don't know. I feel like Archer is the one good thing for Archer is the ability to split on like wave 5. That's the only thing I can think of. I like playing Archer, but I don't win a lot of those games. Okay, I don't win a lot of those games. I really am going to say Archer just falls off so hard in the late game. Like, I don't think any of these other tier 4s fall off as hard as Archer. Like, literally, you could place APSs in the late game. You could place caskets. Butchers could fall off, but I mean, on gates, I could see it on gates or on sovereigns. Crabs, of course, the whole game. Yes, 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 yeah. Every one of those. If you're placing archers on wave 20 or 21 or 18, even 19 archers, I've seen like 10 Trinity archers leak on wave 19 on value. Archers, you belong in C because you are crap. Okay, I'm still going to play them because I still like playing them. But in terms of actually being good, no, they are not. Desert Pilgrim. I feel like it's a B tier. I feel like it's balanced. I feel like it's a mid unit. You know, it's in the middle of the game. Does have that early split ability, bit better than Archer. Not a great start though. It also has the ability to do Chieftain Cheese with the Lost Chieftain upgrade. But Chieftain Cheese is so weak in the current game. Even in classics, I really haven't had it do anything crazy lately. But I do like the heal ability from the Desert Pilgrim. I think if I was gonna break this down, and I don't want to get you guys hopes up, because this would be like a super in-depth tier list. But if I went with the upgrade of Lost Chieftain, I think that would be C tier, and I think Desert Pilgrim would be A tier. Just because I do like that heal. But because it's the same unit, right, I'm ranking these as the conglomerate. I'm going to go with B tier. Still like Pilgrim is pretty balanced. Some magic damage, right? Has that heal ability. It's decent. I feel good with that. Wanderer. Eternal Wanderer. Samurai. Sometimes the amount of seconds it takes to come back sort of messes with me. I'm going to say it's high B. It has a chance to go into A tier. I think it has a chance to go into A tier, but I'm not locked in on either A or B right now. But yeah, with Wanderer, like as many like good situations as it has for the late game, similar to APS, as I said earlier, I'm never like gonna see it in a roll and be like, oh my goodness, I rolled Wanderer. Yes, I want to do my entire build around that. No. It's like, okay, this is a good fortified tank. Oh, I'm going for Poda, or oh, I'm going for Elite Archer. Oh, I need some split delay. Or I'm going for crabs. I want extra delay. Okay, I'll take Wanderer. You know, it's okay, right? And let's just jump ahead to it's like Mudmen. I'm gonna say Mudmen and Wanderer. They're the exact same unit. The only difference between Mudmen and Wanderer is their abilities, right? The only difference between Mudmen and Wanderer. Wanderer has the locked in 3-second delay, whatever the delay is, for when it comes back to life. Whereas Mudmen has the harden ability, right? And the deharden, right? So there's a little more flavor to Mudmen, but I don't think it necessarily makes it better. I don't think it makes it better than Wanderer. I probably prefer Wanderer over Mudmen just because you can't screw it up, right? But it's still really good. It's still really good for a lot of situations. But I still think it's on the B tier, still middle middle marker, nothing too impressive. I feel like it's kind of the same unit, right? I feel like Mudman and Wander are kind of the same unit, but B tier for both. Grarl. This is probably the toughest unit out of all tiers to rank. I don't think there's any other unit. Please let me know if you think of a unit that is as hard to rank as Grarl. Because Grarl itself is like F tier, right? Grarl itself is F tier. It's probably one of the worst statted units in the entire game. It is horrific. In addition, right, that selling for 90%, now there's Scrapper, which kind of makes Grarl even weaker, right? So Grarl itself sucks. There's no mincing words on that. King Claw is pretty good. A lot better for classics. And Ocean Templar got nerfed, right? Or at least recently. I guess it just got buffed, but I haven't really played it that much. The main nerf was that the Ocean Templar lost the magic resistance, which was a huge thing. I'm gonna take a big stand here. I'm putting Grarl in my C tier. I'm not happy with Grarl, right? Mainly because they killed the Ocean Templar. Really, if they hadn't touched the Ocean Templar's magic resistance, I'd probably put it in A or B, right? It would be similar to the Wander, where it's like a B plus, A minus. But when you take that away, it makes so many units bad now, right? Like you had Ocean Templar Gates that then had that magic resistance. Now they don't, right? You could use this to help you on wave 14 or 15, right? Now you don't, right? Oh, the Ocean Templar does more damage now. Nobody's using Ocean Templars as damage units, okay? So I'm not happy with Grarl. I'm putting it in C tier. Yeah, I think it stinks. Honeyflower. This is such a tough one, man. This is such a tough one. Because I've been complaining about AoE being nerfed for so long. But is it A or is it B? I'm just thinking of how many wave 16s I've lost to people placing 3 death caps, right? How many wave 12s I've held like a 500 send because I place 1 death cap and 1 flower. I think it's A. I think flower is pretty solid, man. Like, yeah, there's honey bears, yeah, there's mole hermit. But not only are they doing damage, they're also a tank, and I think that's what gives it the boost, right? If you think of Elite Archer, it's just damage. It just gets incinerated once it leaks. So you can have all the damage nulled, right? Even Mask, you can have all the damage nulled. But these 2 units, I'm gonna pair Casket and Flower. They still are really good tanks. Great arcane tank, great natural tank. And they still do some damage, even if you're sending to stop all AoE. I'm feeling good. I feel good about my A. Flower, you're A tier. Our final unit, Warpwing. This is so controversial because I actually used Warpwing when it first came out, and then it got nerfed, and I still used it. And then the second nerf, I stopped using it. I used this unit to get all the way to 3,000 elo. Okay, some people say that my push to 3,000 elo was kind of unfair because I just spammed Warpwing. Okay, and I did. I locked it in every game. Gained like 300-400 elo. But what it is now is just a remnant of the past. Like it's not the same unit. Does that crazy damage reduction? Yes, it has the pure damage, which is cool. Kind of tanky. I want to put it in C, right? But I think it's balanced. You know, it's balanced. It's probably above there. It's probably right there, and then that right there. There we go. It's okay. Like if you pair it with like some Tree of Life stuff or some Ocean Templar stuff, it's probably a lot better. But I just don't play Warpwing that much anymore. So my opinion of it is just really like midline. It's okay. And like I'll play it if I get a YOLO or chaos or something, but I'm very rarely going to build a role around it. Just because, like, it's in that sort of carry position, right? Like, warping is sort of a carry, a DPS unit, and I would just prefer so many other units than warping. I just would. But I don't think that takes away from the fact that it's still pretty decent, right? It's decent. Warping, you're mid-mark for me. All right, so that's going to be it for my opinion. I'm very happy that we have Crab Warlocks at the top. Caskets have been impressing me. These two units have been depressing me. So I'm feeling pretty good. So now we'll get into the next part, which is going to be the win rates of the last 4 patches. These are pretty large sample sizes. These are from 1600 elo and above, which is probably going to be like 95% of all games played. So without further ado, the worst unit in the last few patches of tier 4s is Cursed Casket, which makes me look a little dumb, right? Makes me look pretty silly that I put Cursed Casket in A. But in the nicest way possible, I'm gonna blame the player base on this one. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I could see that this being the worst winning rate, right? Like Kingsguard, you could totally see it. You know, other units you can totally see it, like pack rats and stuff. This is sort of similar to pack rats, right? Where like I just don't think the people understand that you need to not split with Casket. Like the Casket has to hit the whole wave. But hey, it is what it is. Has a really low win rate. I like Casket still. Archer, yeah, you're where you belong. You're where you belong. Let's put him in D. It probably should be C tier, cause like 3%. Yeah, okay, I'll put it in C. You guys have complained about my tier list percentages for a while. So Archer, second worst tier 4. Not surprised. It just stinks, man. Like the AoE is so bad from it, and it just gets nulled by like so many units. Like you could send mass imps into archers, and they're bad now, right? Like how does that make sense? Shouldn't archer be good in imps? No, because there's too many units, so the damage just gets spread and you don't kill anything. But it is what it is. Honeyflower. Yeah, now isn't it funny that as I've said, AoE being weak, you've got 3 AoE units as the worst tier 4s, right? Am I surprised? No. I'm a little surprised by Flower being this low, but these are all AoE units, and we know that the meta is just destroying AoE, and Mole got stronger, right? So AoE is even weaker now, you know, in the current patch. But yeah, Honeyflower, little disappointed in that. Little disappointed. I've been enjoying Flower lately. And next up we have Mudman. Mudman is the 4th worst. I think that percent probably dictates a C tier. It's just got to come down to the harden, right? And that's the thing about Mudman is it's just so difficult to correctly guess. Should I harden? Do I not harden? Do I use harden to bait ascend? I try that a lot and it doesn't work, right? Because the dehardened Mudman is really weak. But I mean, it's still like we said, like that's pretty close to B tier, middle mark, a little below 50%, but that's Mudman. APS, another one of those, right? Another one of those. Would APS be in B? Or it's probably still C, right? It's below 48%. Yeah, APS. I'm gonna guess. I didn't check. I didn't check the numbers. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna guess APS probably had one of the smallest sample sizes of all of this because, like I said, who's jumping out for APS? Who's really like, let me get APS in my role, right? Oh, I've got all these tier 4s. APS, that's the one I want to go with. No, come on, don't lie to yourself. You know it. You know APS is not getting jumped on, but it's okay. It's all right. All right. And our Next on the leaderboard is Grarl, and I think that should be in B, right? At least percentage-wise. I don't think it should be in B, right? Based on my opinion. But based on percentages, we're at 48.5. Grarl is there. Yeah, I mean, what's there to say about Grarl? It's a boring unit. Like, yeah, it has King Claw, yeah, it has Ocean Templar, which I guess are kind of exciting. But like I said, I'm losing faith. I'm losing faith in Grarl lately. I would not be surprised if in the future that drops down to like 46% unless they buff it, you know? I think it probably drops a good percent or so. But we'll see what happens. Next up, we have Pilgrim at 49.2. Getting pretty close to that 50% win rate. It's pretty solid. You know, I do remember I had Pilgrim in B tier, and I think that's, with Archer, the only the second unit I've gotten right so far, based on win probabilities. But I feel like they're getting it right. Like, the game is getting it right. Pilgrim is used adequately. The win rate is also adequate. It's just a good overall unit. Has some pros, has some cons, has some cool things, has some not cool things. I feel like it's in a good spot. Pilgrim is in a really good spot. Next up, we have Wander. Whoa, what a jump. What a jump. Now, 51 point, that almost jumps it into the S tier, no? We're going to put it in A, though. Man, that is I got these percents right? That is a huge win rate right there. 51.5. So I guess I should add Wander in my A tier, right? Remember, we were saying A or B, B plus, A minus. I was that close to getting it right. Pretty massive when you think about the difference between Mudbin and Wander being like, what, 4%? 3% difference? That is interesting. Yeah, I guess just the miss hardens and the Wander, you don't have any mistakes to be made. Incredible. Butcher, I could totally see it being really good. Like, literally, you can use Butcher in so many different ways. Not surprised by that it being A tier, as I did get that one right also. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Butcher, good job. Next up, we have Crab Warlock. Crab Warlock in second. Now, I might make some people mad, but I'm going to put Crab Warlock in the S tier just so that I can match the S tier, even though there's a difference of percentage points by 0.1 with Butcher, right? I'm going to do that. I don't care. It's above 50%. It's S tier. Crab Warlock is S tier for me. It's S tier for win probabilities. Now, I will say, I need to put a disclaimer. Crab Warlock's win rate over the last 4 patches has declined massively. It would have had a 55% or 54% win rate if I did not count the last 2 patches. Okay. The last 2 patches, it's been like 50s, low 50 to 51, which killed the number. So just so you know, Crab Warlock is on a decline. That's probably, as many people say, because of the pack leader. Pack leader has been destroying Crab Warlocks. But with that being said, I still think it's S tier. I still love the unit, and the win rate is still pretty sizably above 50% when you think about these win rates. So I'm keeping it in S tier. You can suck it. And the number 1 unit of tier 4s in the last 4 patches is Warpwing with 52.6% win rate. And I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed by that. Like, I know that I used it a ton to get like easy wins, but I really haven't played it that much recently because I felt like it wasn't that strong. But I guess you guys are proving that I should play Warpwing again, and then I'm gonna get it nerfed again, right? If I played Warpwing at 52.6% win rate, it will be nerfed in the next patch. So maybe I should leave it alone for you guys. But Warpwing, I mean, it's a solid. It's like Protons and Atoms, right? Like, and Yuzoras. You know, I think those pure damage units are usually going to be pretty good, right? Pure damage units you can literally place on any wave. and not really get in trouble. So it does kind of make sense. But that's going to be it for the win probabilities. Let's just check real quick. We got Crab right, because I kind of cheated. We got Butcher right. Almost were right on Wander. Pilgrim right. Pretty surprised by Grarl. Really surprised the difference between Wander and Mudman. Yeah, 4.1% difference with how similar they are. Interesting. And then the AoEs being at the bottom, not too surprising. What did you guys think about this tier list? Is there anything in the win probabilities or in my rankings that surprised you? Please let me know. And the final 2 tiers, they are coming. But please like the video and comment to let me know that you want it. It helps greatly. And I'll see you guys in the next one.